Hello, Rotarians. Yes. It's been half a decade since I rang that bell. I'm going to take advantage of it. For you younger members, you might think this is a Rotary coup. Well, it's not. I'm supposed to be up here, so don't worry about that. And for you longtime members, you probably thought you'd never see me up here again. That's okay, too. That makes two of us. So, let's take attendance, shall we? President Becky, unavailable. President-elect Kevin, unavailable. Past President Matt, unavailable. I'm just getting started. Okay? This is like drawing to an inside straight. I mean, I don't remember this happening in 20-some years of membership. Okay, there we go. Past President Catherine, unavailable. Past President Doug, unavailable. I think Big 12 basketball has something to do with that. So, I know. Let's call the workaholic widower. He's not going to go anywhere for spring break. And you're right. Here I am. So, glad to be here. It was either me or an AI-generated 3D hologram of Paul Harris. And I know you probably want that, but that wasn't in the budget. So you get me. One last point of privilege. Fair warning. The last time I presided over a Rotary meeting in March, the following day, the very next day, the entire North American continent economy shut down, and you couldn't get toilet paper. All right? So, you might want to swing by the store on the way home. Just saying, you know, fair warning. But that's kind of the way it is. So, call to order. Welcome to the March 14th meeting of the Rotary Club Des Moines. I'm past President Don Flannery, filling in for Becky Greenwald and several others. So at this time, I'll invite past President Skeet up to the podium to do our invocation.
Hey, Skeet, yeah! All right! Rockets! Come on, Skeet.
13th time. So if they got to me, we were in real trouble. Don, welcome back to the podium. I'll take this with me as I go. Anyway, somehow it's fitting that today is March the 14th, which is Albert Einstein's birthday. He was born in 1879 in Ulm, Germany. Today also is Pi Day. So, everybody know what pi is? High school 3.14. Okay, all right, good. Okay. Now, see, I've already lost my place. So, why do these things, the odd coincidence, are worthy of inspiration? Well, probably they're not. But both Einstein and math have a lot to do with the mission statement of our speaker today, Billy Weathers, and the organization that he leads, the Be Well Foundation. Their mission is to develop and expand young minds by building character through mentorship and education. So I actually think there are quite a significant parallel between Pi, Einstein, and the Be Well Foundation, education being the most prominent. Einstein once said, "Make things as simple as possible, but not simpler." We live in a society that seems to value complexity more than it does results. But results are what drives growth, both personal and economic. But we won't have any kind of growth without a basic educational backstop. Sue Woody said a few weeks ago that children must learn to read so they can read to learn. Education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. I'm 68 years old, I know that astounds most of you. And I'm amazed at how much I don't know, because I learn something new every day. Children today need to have the opportunity to learn so they can be the innovators of the future. As incredible as the challenges that we have been blessed to see in our lifetimes, children today will look back at our time and laugh at what they will perceive as simple, basic knowledge. Be Well's purpose is to help those children especially our communities most vulnerable. Making sure that they have that opportunity. And if that's not inspirational, I don't know what is. Now, would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance and the five-way test? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And the five-way test.
Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? And is it fun?
Reach your bell over here.
Oh, okay. I did greet you, Jordan. I'll do it again. Back there. Greg's probably Jamie?
Today we welcome 3 guests to our meeting. As I read your name, please stand so we can recognize you as a group. Starting off with Sherry Mullen, spouse and guest of Sean Mullen. Jeremiah Wright, Assistant Vice President of U.S. Bank, guest of Carter Smith. And Doyle Sanders, visiting Northwest Rotarian Club member and Rotary Rosie Reader. He's also an attorney with Dickinson Bradshaw. Thank you all 3 for being here. It's tumbler time. If you don't have a little green dollar sign on your badge, please cough it up and put it all in the cup. And even if you do, go right ahead and feel free to put a little more extra in there. So thank you very much for your support of our local Rotary Club Des Moines Foundation and the good that we're able to do because of that. So thank you very much for your generosity. Happy birthday to Scott Bennett. I think, Scott, you're back there. You're celebrating with us today. Thank you. Happy birthday. Great to see you. And now, past President Sean Mullen will introduce our speaker.
Friends, you are in for a treat today. So, if you take nothing else away from today's guest speaker's presentation, I hope that you'll realize that our community is in very good hands, and our future is bright with such leadership as his. As with another recent guest I had the privilege to introduce, our family met today's guest speaker when he and our oldest son, Patrick, were classmates together at Meredith Middle School. On any particular afternoon, you'd likely see him and Patrick hanging out at Bayfield. Of course, you would know it was him because of his infectious smile and his gregarious nature. Although he and his family moved away during his high school years, we Des Moinians, or is it Des Moinkers? What is it, Greg? Des Moinians? Des Moiners? Des Moinkers? Anyway, friends, I worked on that and I thought I'd get a bigger laugh. Anyway, we are so lucky that he returned to graduate from Simpson College in 2013 and then began to apply his skills to better our community. He is a Des Moines Business Record 40 under 40 honoree, and it is well deserved. So you know, he successfully led thousands of peaceful protesters in 2020 to fight for social justice in this community. The foundation he co-founded in 2020 has given over $500,000 to support students and families of the Des Moines Public Schools via rent mortgage payments, medical expenses, utilities, family emergencies, DMPS programming, culturally inclusive classroom materials, winter clothing, holiday food drives, and grant distributions. As an artist, he has executed events with local artists, sold out multiple shows, and most recently opened for rap superstar Nelly. Yeah, how cool is that? He has been awarded the Des Moines Education Volunteer of the Year Award, the American Civil Liberties Union of Iowa, Iowan of the Year, Des Moines Register's People to Watch, and Simpson College Alumni Humanitarian Service Award. Friends, please join me in welcoming to the podium of Des Moines one of our community's finest, Billy Weathers.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm thankful to be here. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Steve, for the introduction. You know, I still get nervous every time I'm behind the microphone, regardless of the crowd. So again, I'm just thankful to be here and in a position to, you know, talk about some of the things that we're currently doing, how we got started, and where we're trying to take it from here. No, are you filming? Okay, perfect. Cool, thank you. Yeah, I'll start off by just giving you a brief kind of introduction on the foundation in general. I will, sorry, I looked too quick. There we go. Is there a way to go full screen? No?
Maybe in the corner. Is it going to do it? Try to do it.
I know the text is a little small, so I can read it off as well.
In the bottom right corner.
Oh, no, that went to
No,
the
it's-
last one.
Yeah,
It's being touchy.
No worries.
Sorry about that.
No, that's more than fine.
Make the window.
Yeah, that way. There we go.
Perfect. Okay. Still fairly small text, so I'll read through it with you guys. BeWell Foundation, our mission is to develop and expand young minds by building character through mentorship, access to resources, and education. Our key mentorship programs, grants, and events bridge gaps and remove barriers for teachers and students by enhancing accessibility. By building stronger foundations and brighter futures for our youth together, we can uplift them so that every student has access to potential. Born out of the response and the vast potential seen in the students and pervasive inequities and opportunities, and informed by lived experience, including witnessing firsthand the difference that community connection can make, the foundation was created in 2020 to magnify the influence of an individual in the entire community. So, as a precursor, me and my friends were, I think we hosted a lot of events, and just whether it was arts or music or community-based around the city. And I had a good friend after the murder of George Floyd happened in Minnesota come to me and say that we need to stand in solidarity with George. And I had no idea what that looked like. I never liked to be performative outside of when I was on a stage, because I never took my, I guess my access or my platform for granted in that capacity. And so I didn't really know what we were doing, and we just wanted to give people a chance to not only voice their opinions, but also their frustrations and make sure that their voices were heard. And that led into the evolution and the revolution that happened in 2020, you know, peaceful. And from that, we got a chance to do a benefit concert at Woolies in July of 2020, and it was a terrible decision, like COVID-wise. Everybody got sick, but we were able to, we raised $26,000 that day, strictly to go towards our Knowledge is Power Fund, which ended up being kind of our mutual aid and helped with grant assistance in the Des Moines Public Schools. And so from that was our seed money, and that's how we knew that this was gonna work and start working. So year to date, we just cracked $500,000, all from just grassroots grants, Polk County, and just others, you know, services within the city. One of our key pillars or initiatives as creative coaches. And so we serve as like a middleman, essentially, to a lot of my creative friends, from photographers to videographers to painters to designers. And we communicate with the community school coordinators that are in all of the Des Moines public schools. And again, we ask them what their kids are looking for, and then we connect them with our creative coaches to make sure that they're in there. I think we set up a 8-week program is what we ask from our coaches to make sure that we're in there consistently, and these kids have a chance to, see somebody that's not only doing something within a creative realm, but hopefully somebody that looks like them that they can identify with, and then obviously build along with.
Oops.
Right.
We saw this as an opportunity to, just kidding.
This class is the only class that I know of that'll help me express myself.
This class allows me to express my authentic self because I can write lyrics about me, about who I am.
The experience of creative coaching has been very fulfilling and inspiring for me. I definitely feel like I'm just walking in my purpose with this. I didn't have opportunities like this when I was younger, and I'm even in the same middle school that I went to as a kid, sitting in detention after school back when I was in 6th grade, but I'm able to give these kids something else to do rather than get in trouble, and it's a choice for them to be there, so they're actually locked in and creating, and we're building for real, so it means a lot to me personally, and it's really cool to see the impact that I get to have on these students.
This class helps me express myself because they don't tell us how to do it, they tell us what to do and let us do it. It's important to have someone that looks like me as a creative coach because it helps me feel more comfortable. I would choose to take this class again.
Being a creative coach has been dope because it's given me the opportunity to give back resources that I feel like I lacked when I was a kid. So I think just being able to be in the classroom with kids and being able to touch the interests of theirs that they don't get on a day-to-day basis is like extremely important because school doesn't always offer the same creative curriculums that kids may be interested in.
It's better, cool. And we didn't reinvent the wheel by any stretch of the imagination with after-school programming. We're just trying to use what we're good at and essentially make that accessible to the kids. I know hip hop like the back of my hand, and I know a lot of kids are not only interested in it, but use it as like a coping mechanism for a lot of capacity, whether it's through meditation, whether it's just through listening, whether through it's calming down. And so making sure that I get to, it changed my life, so I want to make sure that we are essentially giving back any chance that we have. In 2020, we also started our Long Shots 3-on-3 basketball tournament that we host at Evelyn K. Davis Park every year. We just finished our 4th annual one back in October, and it started as a dream that 2 of my friends had, in Gus Mackard. I don't know if anybody ever, participated in those when it was in Omaha, but my buddy T-Raj, Taylor Rogers, one of my best friends, participated in that his whole life growing up. And so he saw that there was a lack in just, an opportunity to do that here in the city. And so when the kids didn't get a chance to play sports in 2020, again, we wanted to, offer that. And this time it wasn't inside, we at least took them outside to a park, and so, the COVID wasn't as bad. But it just started as an idea. We reached out to all of the basketball programs, women's and men's, and just asked them if they wanted to participate. I think we had 26 teams sign up the first year, including boys and girls, and we gave $1,000 to each program. And it was discretionary funds for the coach to use however they saw fit during the season, whether it was a meal or getting them shirts or even water bottles after the game. So we give $500 to the girls program and $500 to the boys. And essentially, every Saturday or once a year, I should say, sorry. In October, we just shut the park down and we let these kids play, we feed them, and we just try to create an inviting atmosphere where these kids feel like they're included and that they're doing something fun and outside of their realm. So, that just kind of essentially gives a breakdown to that. We also, outside of just playing basketball, we have a lot of different aspects, whether it's art or just community focused. We like to make sure that we're bringing like the younger kids. So we reach out to numerous kind of like feeder schools, whether it be the middle schools or the elementaries, and so they come and participate, and they're kind of like the halftime, I don't want to say entertainment, but they get a chance to play as well, but they also get a chance to see these older kids that they're going to essentially be filling the shoes of, just so we can provide mentorship and show that, it's important for these kids to have someone, not only that's a few years older than them, but these also adults that are trying to give back and doing the right thing. Which takes us to our next initiative. It's called Tactile and Sensory Murals that we're doing in schools. And so we work heavily with an artist and a good friend of ours by the name of Jill Wells, who's a muralist here around town, multidisciplinary artist really. And we saw a gap, again, just a lot of plain colored walls in schools and a lot of, different forms of discipline as opposed to actually having kids learn and find spaces to come to. A lot of kids don't need to be suspended. A lot of kids don't need to be sent to solitary. They don't need to be in detention either. They just need, time and somebody that actually is showing that they actually have some kind of care for them. And so we wanted to create more spaces within the schools that can offer that. And so that's where the tactile sensory mural came from. Jill also has a brother that is blind. And so she has, she includes a lot of disability aspects into her art and makes sure that it's accessible to any and all. And so that was the focus behind this one, was not only having a beautiful piece, but there's also pieces around it kids can go up and feel. And there's also audio attached to it that's describing the mural. And so this one was at King Elementary. We just had a meeting yesterday at Goodrow Middle School, and we have another one going in at Ruby Van Meter. So our hope is to continue these. There's a lot of schools and there's a lot of empty walls. And so there's a lot of spaces that can be filled. And this is something that's near and dear to my heart because I know we didn't have many murals. Or there might have been something on the wall, but having something that was actually meaningful in a space where I could go and, come to and settle myself down. Outside of, I was scared of my parents, so I didn't want to get sent home or or any of that. But I know a lot of kids don't have that same, even access to have both parents at home, and so having other forms of, just access to disciplinary actions or just places to, I don't know, again, meditate, come to, is extremely important to me. And so I'll read this off. The vision for the tactile mural and sensory wellness space was created in partnership with educators and administration at each school, recognizing the need for a safe space for students to decompress and reset their mental and emotional wellness, while engaging their creativity. And Jill Wells, a renowned local artist and accessibility and diversity champion. We also partnered with Broadlawns to make sure that we were actually getting mental health experts on and getting their perspective and their knowledge, just so we weren't guessing. And we also included the kids to ask them, what it is that they were wanting. And we included the parents in a survey to make sure that we were, again, not trying to come in and act like we knew all the problems or knew how to solve all the problems, but actually wanted to engage them and make sure that their voices were heard and that they felt like a sense of belonging when they got to see a finished product.
Located inside King Elementary School in Des Moines, Iowa, and it's a sensory inclusive mural. The design is tactile, and there's different elements along the entire mural that you can engage with for a more sensory inclusive experience of the work. There's also elements with music, headphones, other elements of sound that kind of pull the visual side of sound off the wall into a truly three-dimensional space.
I'm hoping that this will bring a sense of grounding and a peace of mind to the kids as they are able to interact and explore this new area beyond the visual aesthetic.
Joe was amazing and gave me great tips, so it flowed very well. We flowed very, very well.
It took almost 2 decades for me to not only grow in confidence in my skills, but also to develop the relationships that I needed to create sensory inclusive works of art.
And we just received another grant from Polk County to do another one to help us get into Good Rail and also to Ruby Van Meter. And so it's something, again, that we're trying to expand to as many teachers, and it's something just like, I guess, our creative coaches programming and Knowledge is Power. It's a very sought after one, but Jill's only one person, and then, she brings along, Indigo was the other voice in that video, and she kind of followed her around in regards to helping with the painting process, but also, it's giving another platform for us to teach skills to the younger artists, and again, hopefully Indigo's able to go and do some in her own schools. This final video is called, I guess I can give a breakdown before I go into that. A lot of the time, for my friends that don't have a chance to get in front of a microphone to get on stage, I have a lot of friends that are, again, painters and videographers or photographers or muralists that don't get a chance to, vocalize their work. And so we saw a gap not only in the city, but just I think anywhere, with people to get a consistent basis to show their work. And so we started the move back in 2019, and the hope was to essentially give people a 6x6 space or a 6-foot table and let them sell anything that they wanted to. And so it's grown into something beautiful, and now we're on our 7th one. We'll be doing the 7th one at Curate on April 6th. So if you guys are in town, it's from 5 to 9. But it gets a chance for 50+ artists to, they submit their art, we kind of go through it as a team, and then we figure out how they're going to be placed that day. But we don't give them any regulations on what they can and can't sell, and it's offered a platform for a lot of them to build the confidence, and it also shows them that they can turn their art into a full-time job or an entrepreneurship as opposed to just a hobby. So this last video we did at the River Center downtown, and so it's just a recap.
Time I spent on you, all the time I spent on you. You keep me hanging on all day long. All the time I spent on you, all the time I spent on you.
These last few slides are kind of just a testimony to some of the people that have been gracious enough to, give us testimonials back, and just to, again, we like to go and do our research back with the coaches and the people that we've helped out, whether it be the community school coordinators or teachers, and just kind of ask their opinions on, whether the grant helped or what they saw as being, essentially a gift to help them get their job done even easier. We have different ways of collaboration, and I'll be here after. I know that Don told me everybody's out of here right at 1 o'clock, so I'm not going to waste anybody's time. And I understand how important time is, and so I'll open it up to any communication or just questions that you guys have. But I'm also one click away, whether it be text, email, or call. If anybody does have interest in learning more about not only the foundation, but just different initiatives that we have going. And I'd be remiss to get off this stage without recognizing the help that I've also had. It's far from a one-man show, and so our co-founder Caitlin Stessman has been a huge piece, and there's no way that I would be able to do any of this, including this, without her help. So I know that I wanted to leave some room for questions, and again, thank you. I appreciate you, Sean, for even getting me up here to talk. you know, I'm a little more comfortable when the instrumental's playing. So, but yeah, you know, again, I don't take any stage and I don't take any microphone for granted. So I appreciate the opportunity to come and speak to you guys and gals about just, you know, different initiatives that we have going. So if there is any questions or anything that I can, you know, feel, I'd love to. Yeah.
Given your background in music, do you offer classes in learning how to play some instrument?
Yeah, actually Katie she's classically trained in saxophone and piano, and so we do that as well through the Creative Coaches Program. And she does private lessons throughout the week to numerous different families. But in regards to, and we see it as being a massive initiative now that schools have now cut public music education in 4th and 5th grade. It's going to be a detriment to kids, just education. So I think that, you know, we're not trying to come in and save the world, we're just trying to make the morning a little better. And so if we can offer, again, all of our friends that are, you know, I don't know if they're world renowned, they are to me, but very, very talented musicians, a chance to, you know, teach these kids that'll, you know, be something that we continue to offer. So yeah, but we do it in all aspects, from hip hop to, you know, whether it's vocal training or whether it is instrumentation. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
You didn't mention whether you encourage them to get library cards and use them.
Right. You know, I will take full responsibility for that. A full slide in there. We might as well make that a pillar and initiative, honestly. But yeah, we're never remiss to, you know, I know how important that aspect of my mother's motherhood was to me, and just sharing the importance of just knowledge in general and diving into that aspect. So we do have we just got a new board member by the name of Abina Imhotep, and she's actually a children's book writer. So she's an awesome addition to the team, and I'll be sure to relay that message to her that we need to be stepping up on that. So, yes, sir.
What's the age range of the children you serve?
Any and all. I guess we haven't really dove into infants, but the you know, anything from, we've been included from all of the, I shouldn't say all, but elementary all the way up to high school and college kids. Anybody that's honestly asking for help, or anybody that's seeking it, we try to offer any type of assistance. You know, I went to school for marketing and business, so I have no educational background. So I try to surround myself with a bunch of people that are a lot smarter than me and a lot more educated in those realms. And so I just try to make the things look nice and pretty, and then offer them to the administrators, the school teachers. But yeah, we have classes right now that are in elementary and middle school, and then Long Shots, our basketball tournament, focuses on the 5 area high schools. And I'll be actually going to Simpson next week to speak to college age kids. So I guess when we get into more of the college age, we're starting to ask for more mentorship for them to kind of get back their time towards the youth. But, yes, sir.
Thank you for your good work.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Do you do a showcase with the creative coaches for the public at all?
It's a good question. We'll kind of be doing that at it's kind of sparingly. You know, I think it was Ingersoll Live and 8035, we had a chance for Dom in the Hip Hop 101 class to showcase some of the kids, and they were all nervous as hell. But they, you know, they had a chance for them to get on stage and see if it was something that they actually enjoyed.
I actually saw that. I just forgot that it was
cool. Yeah, so that's, and we'll also be doing that hopefully at the Move on the 6th of April. We'll have kind of, you know, just a delegated section for the coaches to not only show like what they're doing day to day in the school, but also offering those tables and those slots to the kids to, you know, I don't know if their family's gonna want them selling work that early, but just, you know, showing them, and again, showing them older, you know, individuals that are just like them. But yes, we try as often as possible. So, yes, sir.
How do you know if you're successful? How do you measure it? What does success look like?
I think it's waking up day to day and knowing that I still have work to do. I think that that's what feels the best to me. Seeing kids smile, seeing my friends get to do what they love to do, I think is my main motivator. I love the last, I guess, keynote that you guys had. Is it fun? I think I gauge a lot of my life on having fun. I think I'm just a big kid. I don't take much seriously. So, and not in a negative way. You know, I obviously understand that the world has problems and there's things going on, but I'm also one human and I have a ripple effect. So I'm not able to always gauge how far that's going, but I do see the impact, you know, whether it's vicariously through others or whether it's, you know, through a testimonial that we receive or whether it's going up and seeing kids' influence on what we've had. I think that's extremely fulfilling, but that's how I think I know I'll be successful. But at the end of the day, I have no idea. You know, not in a bad way. It's tough because there isn't, you know, we don't have a performer or data sheets, or I'm not gauging this off of money raised or money earned. And so it is kind of, I'm gauging it off people and impact, which is a lot tougher to see, but you can definitely feel, yeah.
Billy?
Yeah.
I want to build on David's question.
Yes, sir.
You went through a horrific event 2 years ago. Shooting and all of that. What did you learn from that? How did that change you?
Can you expand further? I'm not sure that I
have the wrong story.
Oh, was it Will? No, it was Will.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I've worked with. I've worked with Will, and then I think it's, you know, after talking to him, it's tough because you don't ever want to stop the work, you know, and offering a space again. You know, they were recording music, and so I think it's tough to have barriers or control over creative expression, you know, but sometimes I think as an adult you have to, in some capacities, in realizing that you have to keep spaces safe. You know, if kids could eat McDonald's and fast food every day, they would. That's why they have parents that force vegetables on them. So I think that there is, you know, we do have a responsibility as adults and as creative adults to kind of, you know, guide. We don't have to forcefully discipline or lead in that capacity, but I do think we have to do a good job of making sure that we're monitoring from afar as a supervisor, as an adult.
You have a lot of things going on.
Yes.
How do you attract and retain strong mentors, volunteers, and people in your organization? You said yourself you surround yourself with people smarter than you.
Yeah, I would say that's an awesome question, so I appreciate that. It's a good question, and one that I think I'm still, you know, figuring out, and probably will be figuring out until I pass along. But I think it's delegation of tasks and knowing what I'm good at and what I'm not. I think I'm a good connector, communicator, and so if someone expresses interest in, you know, I just had a meeting with a yoga instructor that I go to Power Life on a consistent basis, and there was a yoga instructor that saw what we did recently at Moore Elementary for Black History Month, and she was like, how can we bring yoga into the schools? And so, you know, I fielded the meeting, and I was like, I gotta hand this off to Katie now, because I don't want to, you know, I don't want to mess it up, or I don't want to get too distracted on other things that I have going on. So I think it's, you know, supplementing where I feel like I'm where I need to, or, you know, passing along the ball when I no longer have the hot hand, or just, yeah, I think more importantly, just recognizing that we're trying to invest in a lot of like humans too. And so regardless of what someone can do for us, whether it's monetarily or what they can provide, we try to do a good like heat check on people to make sure that there's somebody that we would value a partnership with and a collaboration with, as opposed to just asking for a monetary donation and letting them, you know, take a picture and walk away type of thing. So that's been something that we've learned the last 3 or 4 years, and something that I think will be a continuous journey though. Yes, sir.
Who were the influences in your life, and was Jared Flakes Burrell one of them?
Jared Flakes Burrell. I know the Burrell family. I don't know about him in particular.
He was an amazing artist.
Mm-hmm. I'm unfamiliar with his work, but it means that I just need to do my research. I would say that my biggest influence has been my mother, first and foremost. She worked for the American Red Cross for 35 years, and I'm not gonna get emotional. But I think just watching her do the work and put other people in front of herself, no matter whether it was at home or on the job, I think that was probably my biggest influence. Outside of that, there's numerous, I guess, like hip hop artists that I've seen use their platform. That was what I wanted to do more than anything. Was I used to sit in my dorm room at Simpson and just get pissed off because there were a lot of I guess just artists that I saw like having a chance to do something or say something they didn't. My apologies. And yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I was doing the best with what God gave me. So I appreciate that question. Regardless.
So event coming up on May 17th.
I do.
Talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I don't like to do self-promotion at the Be Well, you know, you know, but I do. I am a performer to my heart. I love being on stage. It's my favorite aspect of life. And so May 17th, I'll have another show at Woolies. It's called Money Well Made, based off kind of a play off of the name. But yeah, again, I don't take any stage for granted, and so it's another chance to, you know, I offer it to my friends that also be local performers. But yeah, if anybody's in town and you guys are engaged or want to see some live hip hop, I would love to have you guys there. And I promise it's not like anything that you've ever seen. We have a lot of live instrumentation, and just if I could bottle the feeling that I think any human gets by coming to any of our events, I think I'd be a billionaire. So I'm still trying to figure it out. Yeah, you know, any and all are welcome to our events and to our shows. I think that's what we try to not only vocalize, but like showcase through our work. That we're not targeting just one demographic. When you come to any of our shows, you'll see an array of people, from people as old as my mother, you know, to kids. It's an all ages show. So any and all are welcome, and yeah, we'd love to see you there. It's May 17th. But
what's your hat you got on?
It's my buddy's brand. He lives out in San Diego, and so it's called Evolve. So yeah, that's what the E stands for. So, you know, trying to support artists as much as possible. So, but yeah, you know, again, I'm thankful for a chance to come and talk to you guys and gals about not only our mission, but our vision of what we see that we can do in Des Moines, in the area. And you know, I'm far from perfect, and I have a lot of learning to do. So if there's, and I'm always looking for mentorship or advice in any capacity as well. So if you guys see some opportunities, or if there's any partnership or collaboration that you guys see that maybe me and Caitlin are missing, we're all hands on deck. We're obviously all ears too. So again, I appreciate you guys' time, and you know, Sean, I'm forever indebted to, you know, he let me used to be able to just come over to his house and play video games with his son, and they'd feed me until my mom got off work. So I never forget any of those either. So thank you guys, I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Billy, for the very informative and heartfelt presentation and the wonderful work that you and your organization are doing. So thank you very, very much. Let's have another round. As a token of our appreciation, we're going to be donating a book in your honor to the Des Moines Public Library. It's, it'll become part of the Rotary Rosie Leader Band, and that's a community outreach program. So thank you very much. That book will be in your honor. So thank you very much. Our club has donated $40,000 to the Des Moines Public Library Foundation in support of that initiative. So thank you for all your help to the foundation. Okay, upcoming speakers. Next week, March 21st, we have Chaz Allen, who is a member of our club. I don't think Chaz is here today, but is Chaz here today?
He loves it.
He was, okay. Chaz will be speaking next week. On March 28th, we have Kelly Norris, who's a plantsman, curator, and artist. And he just won a big award at the Philadelphia Flower Show, which I know is a big deal, because that's kind of the premier event. So he'll be here on the 28th, and then April 4th we have Matt Karstens with Landis Agricultural Cooperative. So he'll be speaking on April 4th. Remember, you can't RSVP for guests online, but let Kitty know, either email her or call her. So any of these three upcoming speakers would be a wonderful time to have a guest come. So just invite someone you know that would have an interest in one of those meetings, and And hopefully you can do that and reach out to Kitty and show RSVP for the guest. Thank you for being a Rotarian. Thank you for being here today. And I just want you to know I have cleared my calendar for spring break 2029. And, I'll be here. So another every 5 years, just like the locusts and circadians. So this has been fun. When I got the text from Becky, I had to read it twice because I thought, man, there's a lot of people between me and there. And she said, oh no, everybody's gone. I go, well, I'll be happy to do it. And this has been fun. So thank you all very much for coming out.